cannot, we must not, we will not leave our citizens behind. We're going to be focused on jobs, economic vitality, and bringing Philadelphia back from this economic crisis. We're working every day to make this a safer city. Here in Philadelphia, we know how to get things done. We are sick and tired of being sick and tired about blight and deteriorated properties in this city.
Good afternoon. My name is Desiree Peterkin-Bell. I'm the race director for the Philadelphia GORE-TEX Marathon. Thank you for being with us. Following last week's tragic events in Paris, we've received some questions from runners and members of the public regarding security measures for our race this weekend. The safety of our runners, spectators, and staff has always been a top priority for the GORE-TEX Philadelphia Marathon, and we want to make sure that the public is as informed as possible about the steps that we are taking. We've been and we will continue to coordinate with our local and national security partners, as well as a number of additional city agencies, to create the safest environment possible for everyone. The information you'll hear today has already been shared with our runners through the official race communication email and will continue to be shared through a variety of channels leading up to race weekend. I'll now turn it over to Mayor Nutter to address some specifics.
Thanks, Desiree, and good morning, everyone. Again, thank you for, or actually, I guess good afternoon. Thanks for being here, and I want to share a series of pieces of information. I want to thank our many, many partners who are with us. I won't name everyone, but certainly our City Representative and Director of Communications and the GORE-TEX Philadelphia Marathon Race Director, Desiree Peterkin-Bell, Everett Gillison, Deputy Mayor for Public Safety, Police Commissioner Ramsey, Fire Commissioner Sawyer, Zane Meminger, U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District, Richard Chavez, who is the Director of the Office of Operations, Coordination, and Planning for the Department of Homeland Security, Kathy Long, Regional Director, Federal Protective Service, U.S. Secret Service Special Agent in Charge, Dave Beach, and Deputy Special Agent in Charge, James Henry, DHS Protective Security Advisor, John Guest, and John Shaw, Special Agent in Charge of Federal Air Marshal Service, as well as Special Agent in Charge Sweeney for the FBI. Let me again publicly express our deepest sympathy and support for the people of France, and more directly, my friend, Mayor Anne Hidalgo, and the good people of Paris. All of us still mourn the loss of lives, and we are united in our global effort to fight terror and terrorism wherever it may happen. It is with these recent events in mind that I thought it important that we share some information today with regard to our race. And by sheer coincidence, just yesterday, by a previously arranged meeting, the U.S. Conference of Mayors and 4 of my colleagues had a meeting with Attorney General Loretta Lynch to discuss issues of public safety on the streets of our many cities. The D.C. Mayor, the Baltimore Mayor, the Gary, Indiana Mayor, and the New Orleans Mayor, my friends and colleagues, were in the meeting as well. We discussed public safety and violence as it affects all of our cities, but of course the issue of terrorism that takes place primarily in cities around the world was also a topic of discussion. Lastly, I want to thank Department of Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson, who I've talked to twice in the last 2 days with regard to all of these issues. In an effort to ensure safe, secure, and enjoyable events for all participants, volunteers, and spectators, the GORE-TEX Philadelphia Marathon will have enhanced security and an enhanced security plan for race weekend, which takes place November 20th to the 22nd. As Desiree mentioned, information has already been communicated directly with the runners, race participants, through email, the runner's race guide, which they receive when they pick up their race packets for marathon weekend, the media, and the marathon website. Our goal, of course, is to continue to provide a fun and enjoyable experience for all Philadelphia Marathon participants, fans, volunteers, and working staff, while providing a safe environment for our 22nd race weekend. Safety is a top priority, so strict security measures will be firmly in place this year, as they have been in the past years. Philadelphia Marathon and public safety officials have heightened their awareness and are focused, reviewing critical security issues for our 2015 race. Our standard protocol is to regularly evaluate and implement the most effective safety, prevention, and response procedures. We believe in an abundance of caution and taking aggressive steps to safeguard our marathon participants and fans while they're out on the race course. As a city-affiliated race with security personnel from the city government experienced in high-level events, such as, of course, most recently the World Meeting of Families and the Papal Visit, the Budweiser Made in America Festival, Wawa Welcome America, the Independence Blue Cross Broad Street Run, and so many, many others, we mobilize a great deal of proven resources and expertise utilizing our local, state, and federal network of prevention and response services. For the Philadelphia Marathon this weekend, without getting into any of the specific details related to security, which I know the news media will understand, I can tell you that we are working diligently and collaboratively to make sure that our operations teams, in advance and on site, are well prepared, integrated, mobile, and in constant communication with a variety of authorities at private and government levels. Throughout the race course, we're committed to providing a strong presence of law enforcement, emergency medical services, and response equipment, as well as medical personnel. Our prevention and response teams are comprised of highly trained special event response teams of nurses, paramedics, and emergency room staff from the City of Philadelphia and affiliated medical institutions. We invite the runners, their families, and all those associated with one of the best marathons anywhere to come out, run the race. I will not be running, but I encourage others to run. But I will be there giving out thousands of high fives. Come out and have a good time on race weekend. Spectators, motorists, runners, and patrons of the various cultural institutions and all visitors to the Parkway District are urged to proceed, certainly with caution, be safe, be aware, and be alert. Arrive promptly, and there may be some delays. On Sunday, November 22nd, there will be enhanced public safety efforts by the City of Philadelphia and the Philadelphia Police Department, again working with our law enforcement partners, to ensure the enjoyment and safety of everyone at the race. Runners and attendees, as I mentioned, may experience some delays upon arrival, and again, we urge and ask for your patience. The race start-finish areas spanning the entire width of the Ben Franklin Parkway from 18th to 25th Street will be a secure zone. Checkpoints have been established for those entering the starting area, and all visitors and runners will be screened. All items are subject to inspection and reinspection at entry and beyond that point. Entry checkpoints are at 18th, 20th, 22nd, as well as 25th Street and Kelly Drive. Allow time for possessions to be thoroughly screened by security details personnel at checkpoints along the Parkway perimeter. It is strongly recommended that spectators and runners limit what they take into the race area, bringing only essentials. You want to limit your bags and backpacks or satchels. All bags are subject to search. Leave no bags or items unattended. In an emergency or to report a suspicious person, activity, or item, such as a backpack, a package, or a container, notify a police officer or other law enforcement personnel or call 911. Do not try to open, move, cover, or touch any item that you feel is suspicious, but please report it. Just a few guidelines. Runners should arrive early for entry to the start-finish line areas. Entry begins at 5 a.m. Runners should plan ahead, allowing for time to get through the designated entry checkpoints. The start of the race will not be delayed due to lines at security checkpoints for runners. Runners should have their race bibs fastened and visible on the front of their jerseys at arrival. Spectators are strongly discouraged from carrying bags. If you do so, please use a clear bag so that it will move easier through the inspection process. Again, all bags are subject to inspection. Only clear plastic bags will be accepted at the runner's gear checkpoint. Runners should arrive at the event issued with the event-issued gear check tag. That's the top of the bib tear-off strip affixed to their bags. Small personal item or hydration packs, bags, belts are permitted, but again are subject to search. Factory-sealed plastic water bottles up to a liter are permitted and certainly encouraged. All items deemed dangerous or inappropriate will be confiscated or denied access at the sole discretion of security personnel. Attendees are encouraged to visit www.philadelphiamarathon.com for complete information on items permitted at the venue, as well as other pertinent event information. The GORE-TEX Philadelphia Marathon is a rain or shine event. However, using common sense, in the case of severe weather, which we are not anticipating, or other occurrences, information will be available. In the case of severe weather or an emergency, listen for announcements and sign up online ahead of time to receive emergency text or email alerts at readyphiladelphia.gov. You can also download the new Philly Marathon app in the App Store, iOS, or Google Play Store for Android. Get your information at www.philadelphiamarathon.com. Two other folks that I should have mentioned, who of course are here, Giselle Jones from Special Events in the Managing Director's Office, and Sam Phillips, Director of the Office of Emergency Management. With that, I'd be glad to try to answer any questions about today's announcement.
Mayor, with regard to the screen for the spectators and the runners, is that new this year, or is that something that's been going on?
No, actually that came into the marathon standard operating procedures actually right after the Boston bombing, which, if memory serves me correctly, actually was about 2 weeks before the Blue Cross Broad Street run. And then, of course, the marathon is not until November. But we had enhanced security at the Broad Street run and then stepped up another level by the time of the marathon in November. Any other questions? Well, I think the one thing you won't see is me running, but that would not be new. That's pretty much standard. I may have been working with GORE-TEX. I may have a new high five glove that they've been working with their scientists on that prevent, no matter how hard a person smacks my hand, it will have no impact whatsoever. But that's still in development, so we'll see. Now, there are, I think, I mean, as Desiree indicated in a more serious way, race weekend starts really Friday. There's a press conference on Friday, but given the level of concern, given the tragedy in Paris on Friday, we thought it important earlier in the week to have this kind of conversation, because everything on Friday is really about the race and, you know, very little about this. And we wanted to get information out to runners and participants and the like. I mean, the bottom line here is, as you always say, you know, be safe, be calm, but be alert. And working with the team that you see here, you know, local and federal partners, always in contact and in discussion, but obviously we have to be mindful of recent international events. But other than that, come out and have a good time. Dave. Representatives of? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I can answer that question. I've talked to Secretary Jay Johnson about an hour and a half ago. There is no known threat in the city of Philadelphia. At the same time, in using, paraphrase some of your words, I mean, but we're always cautious. And, you know, much of what would happen, just about everything that would happen this weekend would be happening anyway. But again, I think the events of this past Friday, in my mind at least, you know, cause us to, you know, reaffirm to the public that we're paying attention, we're taking this seriously, but life has to move on, but we want you to know that we're on top of this. Anything else? Okay. Thank you all very, very much. Thanks.